It's almost time. So while you're waiting, get a piece of paper out, something to write with. I don't care if it's a pencil, pen, marker, lipstick. I don't care what it is. Then get your movie ready to where all you have to do is press play and get any snacks and drinks you want while waiting, because we're going to have a blast once we start. Enjoy.
Hello there, everyone. How's it going? I am feeling a lot better. I do still have a cough. So, basically, and that's all it is. I am feeling much better. It's just a stupid cough that I have. So we're gonna be watching Star Wars: The Bad Batch, Episode 5 here, and I am going to, as always, minimize chat. And then I'm going to mute myself. Normally I don't mute myself. I'm going to mute myself this time. That way you guys don't just hear me coughing all throughout. But I'll unmute, obviously, once it's over. And then we'll go ahead and talk about what we just saw. From the little thumbnail, obviously it shows Omega. Which means it's probably going to be a Sid episode. So we'll see what happens, I guess. Alright, here we go. And hello there for everyone that is there. We go in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and that is it. That is it. All right. So, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's just because I see the potential of what the show can bring. But I just find this so annoying. It just feels like annoying storytelling at this point. Um, it feels like wasted episodes. Um, and honestly, this episode just kind of felt like it was like a couple levels out of a video game, or like a national treasure type of vibe, which is, I guess, interesting, but it's the way they do it. And I know some people are going to bring up, well, this is kind of what the Clone Wars was, but the Clone Wars did it in a different way, right? Like, if you think about why that, like, the Bad Batch's motives and why they're doing this and doing all these stinking Sid jobs, and I know technically that wasn't a Sid job, but that even just proves my point even more, right? Hold on, let me stop the timer here. And then now they're off to go do another, like, treasure hunt, and you can tell Hunter does not care for this lady, but he's just going along with it, which just feels more out of character. But I mean, I can go on and on about why this is just kind of stupid now. I mean, we're already in the second quarter of the show, and I feel like episode 3 is the only one that's kind of addressed, like, the Bad Batch storytelling. Everything else has just been classic Bad Batch missions. And notice I'm calling it classic Bad Batch missions and not just like normal filler, because there's a difference between good filler and bad filler. I feel like Clone Wars had a lot of good filler, right, and a lot of character development. And this time around, it's like obviously the animation and stuff is good, the sound design, all that stuff is good. It's just the storytelling, right? I just have a huge problem with it, you know. Not necessarily lore wise, but just storytelling in general, and the fact that there's only 16 episodes, which 16 episodes is actually a decent amount. Okay, I'm very happy with 16 episodes, but I'd rather have like a solid 8 episodes than like a solid 12 and like 4 out of the 16 are okay or good, you know. Episode 3 I felt like was good. And it's not that I thought 1, 2, 4, and now 5 are bad per se. It's just like in the overall arcing story, I feel like it's bad. But overall, lore problems, the only lore problems I have is just the existing things in season 1, which I guess can still be fixed. It's just they gotta explain it, and it doesn't look like they're ever going to explain any of that, so I doubt that's gonna be resolved. It just, when I watch this, instead of like enjoying it all the way throughout, I think, like, how the heck did they even get in this position with Sid? And I actually think back and I'm like, oh, that's right, they came to her for information. And now it's just been this cycle, and I don't know what's happened. I don't like the way the Bad Batch season 2 is going, or really the Bad Batch in general, because they were doing this with season 1, but at least towards the end of season 1, they kind of got back on track, and it looked like they might be getting closer to, you know, no longer doing Sid jobs. And then season 2 it started out doing Sid jobs, and now they're doing like an alternate version. Like, this is Sid's friend, so now it's not even necessarily a job at this point. They're like, oh, treasure hunting, okay, cool. It's like, and you could tell a lot of them have different mixed feelings. And I thought that they were going to start heading towards like the actual main quest stuff. I'm using the word main quest, not to say it has to be in this main quest story per se, right? But just not Sid missions. And if it is Sid missions, make it make sense within the story. Don't just have them be doing it because what? Like the one lady, one of the things that really bothered me is when that one lady said, "You owe me now," because they basically just didn't want to get stranded there. And now if they actually, now it could be just kind of like okay, we don't really owe you, but now that's actually getting me thinking, what if they are now thinking they actually owe that lady? Like, for real? Because The same thing kind of happened with Sid. So I don't see how it could be too far-fetched to think that this could actually, like, now they owe this lady, Sid's friend. I just don't, I think it's lazy writing is what it is. And I think that when we see these different creatures and different things that's happening within these missions, I think they could be implemented in a much better way. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense to you guys, but I'm sure, because eventually I'm going to have a video talking about my, the Bad Batch and my thoughts about it in a more organized manner, and hopefully that'll make sense. But I mean, there's not really much to say other than what I've said. Just I don't like the direction they're taking anymore with it. I'm just over it. Maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys feel the same way. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's up, Alex? Hello there, Gray. Just want to ask why you did not stream last week, and may you have a great rest of your week. So I didn't stream last week because I was I was sick, had no voice, and really bad coughing and stuff. So I feel much better now. I have my voice again. I may not sound perfectly normal, but overall I have my voice. I could be talking again. Like literally I had like no voice. Like the loudest, like when I would try and like yell, the loudest that my voice would be like a whisper. It was just super bad. But overall good. I'm doing good. I'm just coughing a lot still. Well, not a lot, just here and there. The coughing's getting less and less though, which is awesome. I'm hoping it'll be like kind of like stopping by tomorrow. I was still coughing quite a bit the past couple of days, but today it's been a lot better so far. Only here and there. I only coughed like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times during that entire show, so not bad, not bad. But that is gonna do it for the stream, unless you guys have any thoughts about this episode or how the season's going. I just hope they kind of turn it around, and not like the last 2 episodes, so that way they can confirm season 3, because if they do that, I'm not gonna get hyped for it. At this point, they've got to like make the majority of the episodes in season 2, which they could still make happen. In order for me, if they were gonna make it, feels like they're actually trying to drag this out to a season 3, and if they're not, and they're trying to finish the series this season, I think they're doing a pretty bad job at how the season is taking off so far. Unless all the other episodes are going to be strictly main quest stuff, which I doubt, because the end of this episode, they said they're going to be doing another treasure hunt type of ordeal, which makes no sense. I really thought they were going to be taking I got excited towards the beginning of the season, and maybe that might be their last last Sid mission, because Echo was mentioning how they wanted to do more for the rebellion, right? Which I thought was a great storyline for them to start answering questions again, to get back on track, get away from Sid and those, like, the stuff that they could be doing in the Sid missions, they can implement with, like, Rebel missions, and it would actually make sense within the story. But doing the Sid stuff just doesn't make any sense at this point. Maybe at first you could maybe convince me for a few jobs, but this long, and they're still, and now doing it for Sid's friend is I know I've said this over and over again, but dude, it annoys the heck out of me. It feels so lazy and annoying. Yeah, I don't know what the heck they're thinking, to be honest. But that is going, and by the way, I also have a community post going over that. I try to let you guys know a little bit in advance about the stream missing from last week, but the stream for this weekend should still be on, and stuff like that. But that's gonna do it for the stream. I mean, that's all I gotta really say about it. I mean, I guess it was kind of entertaining, but I feel like the majority of it, I was just more upset than finding it entertaining, which I don't like to do during a show. And I mean, if they keep on keeping this up, I mean, I'm always one to check out the Star Wars stuff. But I mean, if this is what this show's coming to, I might not even watch it. Like, sadly, which that's never happened. I've never felt like that with Star Wars, you know. Like, I even watched 7, 8, and 9. Right? Obviously, it's not much rewatchability there for me, but. And at least with, like, Rebels, right, there's not a whole lot of rewatchability. There's some parts that are, but overall, like, I still felt like I could watch it and it would still be okay, you know, here and there. But with this, it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm comparing it to the potential, which I know I shouldn't do. No, I don't even think it's necessarily just that. Like, I know that's part of it, but I feel like another part of it as well is like just seeing what they're actually doing with it. I don't see how they could think this is a good direction. Just doing Sid missions and Sid's friend. I don't know what her name is. Even if they're just trying to stay alive, you know, and keep everyone safe, like even the things they're doing right now doesn't make any sense. How that's helping their mission to stay alive. First off, I don't know. It's frustrating, I guess. Anyways, that's it for this one. Eventually, when I do a video, which will be a long time down the road, but when I do, hopefully, maybe when the show is finished, I don't know. They may confirm a season 3 after season 2. I don't know. But we'll see. I might wait for that video once the show is over, just to give my overall thoughts about it, in a more organized way, and hopefully it'll make more sense there if you guys understand what I'm talking about. But I'll catch you all later. Hope you have a great rest of your week. May the force be with you always.